Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning from wherever you're calling from. I'm live again on this second session for the day. We'll be conducting mock F1 visa interviews for prospective students who are applying for visas or who are planning to look for visas. So here I will be stating that I do not represent anyone from the embassy of the United States. I am only speaking from my own personal opinions and my personal experiences based on what I've learned from my interviews and from my sessions and from also people who have engaged with professionals. So far, I've had a track record of uh, I've had a track record of speaking with many professionals and who have testified to the validity of my questions and answers. I've also had track records of the interviews I've had with people, and they went for interviews and successfully were granted visas. So based on that, that's why I'm doing this to help lots of people to get over this. Thank you. All right, I lost that caller, and I'm gonna wait for another caller. So please feel free to call in on this WhatsApp if you are ready. All right, so I have the first caller. I have the first caller on the line, and I just want you to know that this call is coming in live. And are you comfortable with having it recorded? Your personal information will not be asked, just the regular interview questions. Is that okay with you?
Yes, please.
All right, let's go. Is this your first visa attempt?
So I didn't hear you.
Is this your first visa attempt? Have you applied for visa before?
No, yes, I have. This will be my third F1 visa attempt.
Okay, so because you've attempted visa before, you've gone for interview before, so I'm going to start differently. And most visa officers may want to start this way, some may not. So some may just go straight to the point and ask you the questions they need. Some may just want to know what has changed in your application since your last interview, right? Some may want to start that way. So permit me to start
Okay.
that way. So what has changed in your application since your last interview?
I received an increase. I received an increase scholarship from my school, and also I received an approved study leave from my organization, and I also requested for a reduction of my loan, which I have the email print out, but I'm still expecting the certified letter from the financing institution, the credit financing institution, because I have the printout confirming that my loan has been reduced, but I need a certificate for it.
Okay. And all right, so that's fine, so when they ask you this kind of question, usually um, they want to know that you've already been able to address some of the problems or some of the issues that were the reasons why they denied you visa earlier. So do you know why you were denied visa before? Do you know why you were denied visa before?
Yes, the major reason why I was denied was because of my loan, my funding.
Okay, all right, and then you've taken care of that now.
Yes,
Okay, all right, if you're ready for the interview, we can go ahead.
yes, please, let's proceed.
Okay, all right, where are you traveling to?
I'm going to Holt International Business School, Boston campus.
And what are you going there to do?
I'm going for my master's degree in finance.
Can you tell me why you chose this course? Why is it so important to you?
Okay, I chose this course for two reasons. I chose this course for two reasons. One, for professional recognition. Sorry?
I'm listening.
Okay, I chose this course for two reasons. One, for professional recognition. Due to my professional contribution in my organization, I can choose to be silent in my organization here. So, due to my professional contribution in my organization, where I am responsible for the investment operations as an investment manager, as a senior investment management associate, and have been selected and approved for a management growth track. This management growth track requires a master's degree in finance. And not just only that, I have also been approved for part of the team that will be proceeding with the expansion of the company to East Africa. And I believe that this course will be an added advantage to my skills and also for career growth. Given my academic background, which has been a very great disadvantage to my career growth, I believe that this course will aid me expand my investment management and financial evaluation skills.
Now, when you answer these questions, what was the first question? What was the first answer you gave when I asked you why did you choose this course? What is so important to you about this course? What was the first answer?
Professional recognition.
Good. So here, in our culture, it's normal in Nigeria for people to, oh, I want to study law, I want to study medicine, I want to do this because we want to be recognized. White people don't see it that way. Okay, they see education as a means to solving problem or providing solution, and not for professional recognition. As a professional, if you are thinking of education as a means for professional recognition, then we can sit at home. We don't need to solve a problem. All right. And this is the reason why in Nigeria we have a problem of saying, I'm going for promotional exam. So you get that exam just to promote yourself from one bank account, from one bank account figures to another bank account figure. That is not the reason for education. I always tell people during my interviews, you are going to school to provide a solution or to solve a problem. So at the back of your mind, please just don't use this before your interviewer, because it's not solving any problem. And no interviewer would want to address that, okay, you want to get promotion or you want to change status. But you can talk about, a better way to put it is, when you talk about you are taking a role that will help you to make decisions based on what you studied. Do you see the difference?
Yes.
So you are taking a role, you are taking a position to help you to make a decision or to change policies for your organization based on the knowledge you have now. Instead of saying, changing your status or giving you recognition. That's not the reason. And no interviewer will want to approve your visa because of that. Secondly, when your interviewer asks you a question regarding why do you choose this course, what they are trying to find out is your history past, your history present, and your history future. So what do I mean by your history past, history present, and history future? So what I simply want to know is, what did you study in your first degree? How did it connect with what you're doing currently? And what are your future goals or future plans? Do you see the connection?
Okay. Can I take it again?
All right. You can go ahead. Otherwise, if you want me, I can give more details about that.
Okay. Let me go again. So I can now wait. You give me details, please.
Okay, and then
can I put it this way?
And then use bullet points, because bullet points helps you to sustain the attention of your VO on you. When you say, I chose this course for 3 reasons or 4 reasons or 2 reasons, they want to hear you to the end. But so long as you don't violate it by making long sentences, because you are making long sentences, which are not also good because it can be boring. So make very succinct sentences, go straight to the point and walk. All right, go ahead. Why did you choose this course?
Okay, I chose this course for 2 reasons. One, for skill enhancement. Given my first degree, given my background,
hold on.
I chose this course for skill.
Okay. Yeah, just begin from the background. Keep skill enhancement inside the background. When you start talking about what you want to, why you chose the course inside it.
Okay. I chose this course for 2 reasons. One, for financial skill enhancement, and for in-depth professional contribution. Given my academic background in history and international studies, which has been a very great disadvantage to my current career growth, this study in finance will aid me upscale my investment management and financial evaluation skills, which will also aid me to provide more in-depth knowledge in investment management and also on a daily, day-to-day execution of client transactions.
Okay, so let me also get back there. I don't want you to keep talking and then I will interrupt you again. When you're mentioning this, I can go online and Google these answers and present them, and I'm not going to make any point. You're saying something, but you are not giving your VO what they're looking for. What they're looking for is a detailed. Okay, let me give you an instance. You said you majored in history and international studies, right? And what are you doing currently?
I've been working in a financial institution for 9 years.
Okay, financial institution as what?
As an investment management officer.
Investment management, good. And what are you planning to go and do?
I'm planning to go for Masters in Finance.
Masters in Finance. That's what is on your I-20.
Yes, so what is on my I-20 is the 10 men. They didn't really call it finance, but it's actually finance.
So what did they call it?
Sorry.
See, you need to have all this information. When you're talking to your viewer and you'll be like, okay, what is written on your I-20? You are the one who gave the I-20, so you should know what is on your I-20. So don't take a lot of things for granted.
So on my I-20, it's called Management Science and Quantitative Methods.
Good. So, which is also which is finance. But why don't you present it when you be presenting it to your interviewer, present it the way it is on your I-20? To avoid asking this kind of question that I'm asking. All right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you can. So stick to consistency. So let me go back to how, if I'm gonna help you to attempt the question. One, it looks like you are having a career change, or you had a career change. Career change in the sense that you studied history and international studies, and then you had a U-turn, like 360 degree on career, and then you went into finances, which is you went into financial institution, financial investment. So when they ask you this question, you simply begin with, currently I'm working in a financial institution as a financial investment officer, doing this. Mention what you are doing. Just give it in a very simple sentences. Give the interviewer what your roles are. And having been working in this institution for the past so years, I feel the need to upgrade my experience because I'm no longer able to serve the needs of my clients in this area. You mentioned the area. Hence the reason why I'm choosing this course. That's a reason to choose a course, because the needs of your clients are becoming so demanding that you don't have the capacity to serve them anymore. You don't have the requisite knowledge or the relevant knowledge to serve them in whatever ways they need your help or your services. Hence the reason why you want to upscale your experience. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Good. So the second one is the reason why you could choose a course is you talk about a problem in your department, a problem in your organization that you feel this knowledge will help you solve. Talk about in your own language, in your own financial language. Talk about some of the problems that customers bring up or some of the problems that your team members have seen in your financial institution. Nigeria has lots of loopholes in financial challenges. Talk about one that you really want to solve, like a practical schematas, research that you are making or you have already that you want to do. And this is the reason why you're choosing this course, because you want to, focus on this problem head on to solve it. Okay, that's the reason to choose a course. Then the third one will be talk about a position of decision in your office. And this position of decision is a position of a policymaker. The only way you can get to this position, the only way you can assume this position is if you have the relevant qualification. You don't have it and you can't have it. So you want to have it so you can get the position. Now, I'm not talking about increasing your status now, but indirectly, I'm talking about you being in a position to make a decision. And those decisions, you state it there to make policies in this area that is lagging behind, in this area that is a problem, in this area that is affecting customers. These are the decisions you can make if you sit on that chair. These are things that your interviewers are looking for. Does it make sense?
Okay. Yes, it does.
Good.
It does. Thank you.
You're welcome. So that's exactly what they are looking for. So that you don't use blanket statements, make policies that will, the way you are saying it. Those are blanket statements. They don't concretize what they are looking for. They want you to concretize and break it down. If you say you're going to be carrying files, if you say you're going to be making investment decisions, what are those investment decisions? How does it apply to what you're doing? That's what they're looking for. All right, so you can go back to this video later and and watch and see, follow up with what I mentioned earlier, how you can respond to these questions. So the second one would be, why did you choose this school?
I chose Holt International Business School for a reason. Having applied to, I chose Holt International Business School for a reason. One, I received a strong recommendation from my line manager, who happens to be an alumnus of Holt International Business School. For academic excellence, Holt has a unique approach to education, which is learning by doing. And it also ranks among the best business schools in the world by Bloomberg, POS World University Ranking, and Financial Times.
Hold on.
Second,
hold on.
Third is academic.
Hold on. I would encourage you to talk more about your program rather than talking more about the school. The reason why I'm saying this is most visa interviewers know some of these schools. All right. When you mention a school that they don't know the ranking, they will go online. You see those times they are typing, sometimes they go there to just check on the ranking. And if you go there and mention something that is not in the ranking, you're going to get in trouble. I mean, I will feel
that. Absolutely wrong.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong, but what I'm asking is, instead of using that your time, you have the first 90 to 120 seconds of your interview time is when you make the best points. Is when they are looking, when they make the decision about you. So why would you use those moments to talk about school? And this school, you don't even know them, you've not experienced it. So why don't you talk about the area that this school is doing well instead of talking about their ranking? Does it make sense?
Okay. Let me go again.
Yeah, so
yes.
hold on. Instead of talking about their ranking, spending that time, talk about you. Like, this school has an area in this specialization about investment banking, which tallies with what I'm doing already, the research I've started already, or the research I'm doing, or the research I'm embarking on. And because of this, the correlations, between the research I'm doing and what I found in this school with a certain, if you have a professor that is responsible for those research, talk about it. So you talk about that in a way that it favors you and what you want to do. But when you say ranking, how does it favor you? When you start talking about, in the world and all that, it does not favor your case and you don't have enough time. So save your time for something that benefits you. And then if you have a scholarship, mention the scholarship. Talk about the scholarship in such a way that you celebrate yourself, give yourself the credit for your academic success. All right? Yeah. So you can go again if you're ready.
I choose Hult International Business School. Among the schools I applied to, Hult is the only school that offered me 30% scholarship for my Hult is the only school that offered me 30% scholarship for my course of attendance, 30% scholarship because of my academic performance and my years of experience working in financial institutions. Hult has a strong, unique education approach.
Slow down.
Teaching by learning with. Okay.
Yeah, slow down when you speak so fast. I know you're nervous, so slow down so that can help you. Okay.
Okay, let me go again.
All right.
Hult is among the 3 schools I applied to. Hult is the only school that offered me 30% scholarship for my program. This is as a result of my academic excellence and my years of experience in the financial institution. Schools also have a very unique approach to education, which is learning by doing and more career focused. Like when I'm going for this course, I have access to get involved in life simulation, provide solutions to companies, which is part of my curriculum, life case studies, which we'll be dealing with at the course of our studies. And also, Hult is the only school that offers me a 1-year program. Others offer me 2-year programs. This means I will be able to complete my program and return back to Nigeria to resume my position. And it has a global network with each global campus, gives me a very strong leverage.
Hold on. I'm going to interrupt you. Now, you mentioned the point. I don't know why you took it last. I always encourage people to bring out the juicy point first. So let me summarize your point, because you tried to use the bullet point. You gave me a bullet point, but you didn't use it. So you said for 3 reasons, and then you use conjunctions to make your statements longer than necessary. So avoid that. Excuse me. If you tell your interviewer you are using a bullet point, for instance, you say, I chose this course for 3 reasons, they are listening, and then you start violating that option by making long speeches. You have to, find a way to make it very simple. Secondly, you talked about your program is very short. Why don't you mention it when you were talking about? So, okay, let me give you an instance. First, when they ask you, why did you choose this school? Use references. References help you to give a link about, okay, if you have someone who has been to this school and is in Nigeria, definitely, if I give you a visa, you're going to be in Nigeria too, because this person has been here. Those are links. If you have anybody you know that has been to that school, that referred you to that school, mention it. Secondly, talk about giving credit to yourself by, okay, based on my excellent academic research and my researches, I was awarded a scholarship to the tune of so dollar, covering so amount. And also, okay, then you mentioned that's number 2. Third one, you now mentioned among the schools that I researched before my application, this particular school was the only one that has an integrated program that will enable me to do my courses quickly within 12 months, other than going beyond 12 months. I needed a short program that will enable me to go back to my workplace and start executing my experiences. But this school was the only one that offered me an integrated program that has a concise program delivery time, other than other schools. And I'll be very careful if they didn't ask you about, did you apply to other schools, and then you come in to mention them. So I'll be very careful. I'll be very careful mentioning other schools. The reason why I'm saying it is, don't answer what you have, don't ask what you are not answered. In some cases, I'm going to explain why I say that in some cases. But in this area, in this case, if they didn't ask you about that school, just leave it, let it slide. Don't bring it as a highlight among all the schools I applied. Because it's believed that if you are smart, every school wants to have you. So you just have to be very careful how you present that case, because it can go two ways. So you don't want to bring an issue. Does it make sense?
Okay. So, yeah, so can I say, okay, I have 4 points now. Reference from my line manager and my supervisor,
Great.
who happens to be an alumnus of HALT. It came highly recommended.
Absolutely.
And 2, HALT offered me 30% scholarship of my tuition for my academic excellence and my years of experience in the
Absolutely.
financial institution.
Good.
3, HALT offered a 1-year integrated program in finance, which will enable me conclude my program on time and return back to Nigeria. And finally, HALT has a very fantastic a unique academic approach.
No, hold on. Let me give you that.
Learning by.
Hold on.
Can I add that one?
Yeah, let me give you that, what you're trying to say. Now, your school, okay. This school has a unique learning resource that aligns with what you're already working on.
Yes.
That aligns with what you're already working on, which you have the confidence that learning this program from this particular school you mentioned will enable you to be able to acquire more knowledge to solve this problem that you already. So you mentioned that problem. Does it make sense?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Period. Then we'll go back to the next. How do you intend to cover for your remaining deficit?
My remaining deficit will be covered with a combination of my personal savings and an approved international student loan certified by HALT International Business School after a rigorous background check with my bank verification number and the confirmation from my bank.
Period. Then the next question might be, so the questions may not come this way, but these are just the background where you can hover around.
Yes.
And I'm not here to give you what to say. I'm just here to guide your ideological wavelength as you saw us doing a few minutes ago. So they may want to know, are you married? Do you have any of your siblings living overseas? Do you have kids? Do you have dependents?
Yes, I am married, but my kids and my husband will not be traveling with me. My husband is a very business. Hold
on.
Let's talk about it. I should just say,
hold on.
No, I am married, but my husband will not be traveling with me.
Can you listen? Can you listen, please? When they ask you, are you married?
Yes.
The answer to the question is yes. You wait.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Are you married? Yes. The next question that may come with that would most likely be, is your husband traveling with you, or how long have you been married? The question will most likely come. Sometimes they ask that question just to know your ties. So don't go into explaining those details. Just answer the question and just wait, because you don't know the angle is going. They may just ask you that question just to assess your ties. Or they may just ask you that question to know if your husband is traveling with you or not. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, so don't give more information that is necessary. So go back to my video and watch some of the reasons why people fail interview. Too much information can come into your question and create more questions for you. You don't need that. You want to get out there as soon as possible. So don't provide more information that is needed. All right. Then they may want to know, what does your husband do? Has two of you traveled before out of the country? Have you traveled out of Nigeria before?
Yes, I have traveled. I was in Dubai 2015 for a 1-week training program, in banking and finance with focus on financial
Hold
operations
on,
in 2018 and
hold
17.
on. When they ask you, have you traveled out of the country before? The answer is yes. Then they may ask you where and where. Just provide where. Let them ask you what you went there to do.
Okay.
All right. Don't give too much information so that you don't
Yes.
sound desperate. Make it like a conversation. A white, in white culture or in Western culture, they respect your privacy in terms of, information. So don't answer what you are not asked. Have you traveled out of the country before? Yes. Just make it like a casual conversation. Oh yeah, or yes. And where did you go to? They may want to know what you went there to do. Sometimes when you mention Dubai, they also verify those trips based on the what is it called again? The rigorous processes of their applications. So countries are rated based on the processes in the applications. So like if you're going to UK is A, class A, Canada is A, Australia A. All those countries that have rigorous processes in the application, they are classified as A. And then the ones that don't have rigorous processes in the application, they are not classified as A, maybe about C or D. If you say you went to Ghana now, Ghana is not like a country because you can just get into SEME and off you go. But when you say you went to Dubai, now, unless maybe recently when Dubai started tightening up, otherwise, I don't know where they classify that. But allow your interviewer to lead in the questions, then you lead in the argument. Because when you try to answer some of those questions, you create another question within a question. And they may just drop the question they want to ask you to conclude and then start digging into what you provided. So a lot of time people create problems for themselves with what they said. I've had someone who did that about 2 weeks ago. So don't create such problems for yourself. Uh, uh, when I ask you this question, also talk about, once you answer that, just allow the interviewer to just, be there. Then they may want to know, do you have any siblings living in the US or who have traveled overseas before? They also want to get those. They are building a pattern when they ask some of these questions. So be able to answer some of those questions that way when they present them. And so that would be it. So when you mention your husband, when if they ask why is your husband not traveling with you, so be ready to provide those answers. Why is he not traveling? Present is if he's busy, then you mention what he's doing, why he can't travel. How long have you been married?
I've been married for 10 years.
Okay, so your marriage is not all that new and is not all that old. So they believe at this moment marriage is not so fragile, and people can actually travel at this moment individually. But just present it the way it is. All right.
Yes.
All right. Do you have any other questions? So far, so good, and congratulations.
Thank you so very much. Thank you.
All right. I hope this helps in any way, no matter how little. I hope this.
Yes, it did because you were able to point me direct to my how to talk about why am I doing for this program. I've actually given it different kind of definition, but this made it direct, and also why this school. So my points were a bit scattered here and there, but with the bullet points, I am able to like put things immediately, and that you're able to also help to put it together for me. So I'll be focused on the point because me is why this program, why this school, and funding.
Good.
And your feedback on these three things has really, because I believe that if I'm able to have a very good hand grip on these three areas, I think I'm good in the other ones.
Yeah. And I appreciate your feedback. So thank you so much, and uh, see you before your visa. Just get back to me 24 hours or 48 hours before your visa
I
interview, so
will.
that we can wrap up your final outing. Okay, and do me a favor, just
Thank you.
like, subscribe, and share. Okay, like, subscribe, and
Yes,
share.
I've done that.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And
Right.
just go back, also watch the video, and then I'm sure the video should be able to help you to recollect what we discussed. All right, next caller, please feel free to come in. If you're ready, call in right away. Next caller. Next caller, if you're ready, call in. I had some people calling in when I was talking, so I couldn't pick it. So next caller, call in. So I'm going to mention this. So feel free to call in and feel free to like, subscribe, please. Like the videos, engage me in the videos, like and subscribe. All right, right? Like the video, subscribe and share. Just go on that button, you see the heart sign. Just touch that heart, and then subscribe for the video, for the subscribe in the channel. So if you're ready, call in on that WhatsApp number so we can talk. So while waiting for your calls, I will have to continue with what I was going to be talking about today. All right, so I want to mention this. During your interview, when you are asked questions during your interview, don't make certain mistakes that people make. And those mistakes are when they are asked questions, they digress. Whatever questions you are answering, make sure that question is in line with your visa program, your school program, or your interview. Don't go outside that. Don't start talking about something that is not necessary. It's called too much information. So be very careful. A lot of people make that mistakes of too much information, going into answers and questions that are not necessary or that cannot help them. So please, if you don't mind, avoid too much information. Focus on the set questions before you. Feel free to call in. Feel free to call in. All right, David, I haven't seen your call yet. If your call comes in, I'm going to pick it. So feel free to call in on WhatsApp. All right, I had someone trying to call me earlier today. All right. I had someone trying to call me, so I'm trying to. All right, so I have another caller. All right, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Hello?
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, so just, okay. I'm just trying to go into my own house right now. Sorry.
All right, so where are you traveling to?
So, okay, I'm traveling to the University of Wisconsin and Madison. So, I'm saying my master's degree in aerospace engineering.
Hold on. This is not your first interview with me, right? Hello? Looks like I lost him. So someone has been trying to call me, so I'm gonna call back that number. I'm gonna call back that number. The person has been trying to call me before now, so let me call it back. All right. So yeah, you've been trying to call me, and I just want to call you back. I know. Yeah. So I'm on the line with another person. So are you ready?
Okay. Yes, I'm ready.
All right. First of all, just for you to know, this mock interview is being recorded for educational
Okay.
purposes. Are you okay with me going on this interview with you? And also, personal
Yes.
information will not be part of this interview. Are you okay with that?
Okay.
All right.
Yes,
And
I'm fine.
all right. And before this, please like and share this video. This is the only way I know that people are engaging with my with this YouTube channel and also
Okay.
with what I'm saying. So don't forget to like and
Okay.
share.
So,
Uh,
okay, that's after the session, right?
After the session, or even as we're talking, either ways. But please just make sure you like and share. If you're on that on the channel, please. All right. So where are you traveling
Okay.
to?
Where I'm coming from, currently I'm in
No, no,
Lagos.
no, no, no.
I have my interview.
No, hold on. I said, where are you
Okay.
traveling to? Avoid
Where am I
personal
traveling to?
information. Where are you traveling to?
Okay. I am traveling to the University of the Potomac, which is in Washington, D.C.
All right. Is this your first visa attempt?
Yes, my first visa attempt.
Okay. And what are you going there to do?
I'm going for my master's in business administration and management.
All right. So the questions I'm asking you may not necessarily come this way, but this is just a background to what you may expect to see or you may expect to hear from your VO. Okay, just for you to have a background. So
Okay.
it may not come exactly this way, but most necessarily, I'm just trying to provide, a way for you to think when you are answering questions, just for you to know how to think when you're answering questions. All right. So why did you choose this course? What is so important to you about this course?
I chose this course because I want to grow my skills in business and develop my managerial skills so as to grow in my profession.
Have you interviewed with me before?
No, I've not.
Okay. All right. So when you are asked this kind of question, what your interviewers are expecting, they want to know your history past, your history present, and your history future. That's why they asked you, why did you choose this course? They believe that people don't just wake up and just want to take a course. There has to be a history behind it. That's what they're looking for. Tell me the history behind your school or your plan. So what did you study in your first degree?
Physics and electronics.
Pardon?
Physics and electronics.
And what are you doing currently?
Business management and administration.
And what do you want to study?
Business management and administration.
Good. So when they ask you this question, you begin with, currently I'm working with an organization that is involved with this business, with this role. You talk about the role, what you're doing now, since there's a disconnection between what you did in your first degree and now. So you begin with what you're doing now. Having been working in this area for the past, number of years, you mentioned the years, having been working in this area, you hold on. First of all, you begin, I'm currently majoring in this area, or I'm currently working in business, business industry. You mentioned the area where you're working. And having been working in this area for the so number of years, I feel limited in my experience to continue to serve and service the needs of my clients. Hence the reason why I'm choosing this course. Does it make sense? Does it make sense?
Yes, it does.
Good. So you talk about it in a way that it favors what your plans are, what you're doing. So you mention it that way, like having been you are working in a business environment. You mentioned the business environment. Having been working in this area, you have a need for it now. That's why you're making the decision. Secondly, you bring up a problem in your place of work that you feel this knowledge can help you in a practical way. There's a business areas, business cases or situations that you feel like, man, I need to solve this problem. That can be your case study or your research work. you know, I have this particular problem that came up in my place of work, and it has to do with, use your business terminologies. It has to do with this. And I feel I could have solved this problem if I had this course, but I don't have the course, so I don't have the knowledge. That's why I'm choosing this course, so that I'll be able to go back to my workplace and address this problem. Then, if you have a higher position you are looking for, mention it that this experience, this course, if when you finish, when you complete this course, it will help you to get this position that will help you to make policies, make decisions in your place of work, or to serve in certain organizations in Nigeria. That's what they're looking for in a practical sense. Talk about the solutions you want to apply to it. All right.
Okay.
Then the next question is, why did you choose this school?
Okay, I chose the school for three reasons. Firstly, the school has experienced teachers, the school has experienced teachers, experienced lecturers, the core content of the courses they offer and needed.
Hold on. This is one of the poorest way to begin your argument. You've not been to this school before. You've not told me about this school. You just heard about it. How can you give your thumbs up to something that you have not met, to something you don't know about? So normally, to answer this question, I will recommend you start with a reference. Talk about someone who has been a student of this school, or someone who has worked in this school, or someone who recommended you to this school. Talk about them in a way that presents the school in a very better way. Instead of talking about this school, talk about it in a way that it favors you, based on references from your colleague, from your professors, from your friends who have been who were former students of this school. That is the reason why you made the decision, because they spoke so well about it, or they work so, you like the way they work, you envy them, you want to be like them. This could be a reason for me to choose a school.
Okay.
Do you have a scholarship?
Okay. Yes, I have a scholarship of $11,000.
Good. Now you talk about celebrate yourself, give yourself the credit. Based on my excellent academic records and my research, I was awarded a scholarship to the tune of blah 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 amount of dollars, covering this. That's the reason why someone will choose a school. Sometimes they may want to ask you, did you choose any other school? I always tell people, if you research for other schools and there were no scholarships, be very careful. Don't begin with that unless they ask you. But if they ask you that question, present it in a positive way, that yes, you chose many others. You did research. Don't make it more than three. You research about 2 or 3 other schools, but this is the one you chose because they narrowed down to your plan and they offered you a scholarship. It's a reason. So always tailor it to a way that it favors you. Don't speak so much about school that you don't know, because some of your interviewers, they are body language experts, and they know some of these schools because they see students all the time. And if you mention a school that they don't know, sometimes you see them typing, they think they are typing what concerns you. They might be just researching about the school, about the rating. And then you go there and talk about, oh, this school is the best in America. This school offers this, and they just go there and type and check. And imagine what they will do if they see something that's does not tally with the information you provided. So be very careful with that. With celebrating a school that you don't know yet. So narrow it down. Then talk about you being getting a scholarship and celebrate. Give yourself the credit for that. Then the third bullet point is talk about a problem that you want to solve or something that you've already started. like a research or something that you want to do in your school, that this school is having a program that can help you solve that problem. And you mentioned that program that the school has that is in line with what you're working on. So when you argue that way, it favors you as well as your interviewer. You see the way you're thinking and the way you're reasoning. All right.
Okay.
All right. Then they may want to ask, who is covering the remaining deficit of your program.
My father.
Period. And they may want to know, what does your father do, and has he sponsored any other person besides you?
Okay, my father is.
No. Don't mention your father. Don't mention your father. Don't mention what he's doing. I'm just asking, has he sponsored any other people besides you?
No.
Okay. Then so just when you mention your father, they may want to know, what does he do, and they want to build a pattern to check on your family background and ties. So sometimes they do all those background questions just to know, who is your father. If your father is this kind of person, it simply means, oh, you want to come back home. You have a lot to lose. So all those things, they build those background to create a pattern. And also, if you have someone whom your father sponsored, mention it too. Your father also sponsored this person, your sibling who is also studied in the UK or who studied in the UK. That's a way to build a pattern. The reason why I'm encouraging you to say that is, when you mention that your brother also studied overseas, it builds a pattern that, oh, if your brother studied overseas and respected the visa policies and came back, the chances are that if I give you a visa, that you respect it. So that's a pattern you need to build with that confidence. So if you have that, mention it at that moment. You don't need to be asked about it. And they may want to know, are you married? Do you have kids or dependents?
No, I'm single.
Okay. And do you have kids or dependents?
Sorry?
Do you have kids or dependents?
No, I don't have dependents.
All right. You answered one. Instead of answering no, I don't have dependents, just answer no. If you say no, it takes both of them. If you say no, I don't have dependents. So do you have kids?
No.
All right. So just be very careful. So some answers just require, like if they ask, are you married? No. If they ask, do you have kids or dependents? No. Don't go into explanations. Some other person will say, are you married? No, but I have a boyfriend. Please don't say that. I have a girlfriend. Please don't say that. They don't need that. They don't need too much information. The answer is no or yes. And if they say, who is sponsoring you? If it's your father, say your father. If it's your parents, say your parents. If it's your uncle, say my dad's brother, my dad's elder brother, or my dad's elder sister. If it's your aunt, say it that way. Don't say my uncle, because in Nigeria we have a context problem. We have uncle and uncle. So be very careful with that kind of context, because sometimes these things can create certain problems. So so far so good. Go back to this video and watch. If you have your recordings, go back to it and listen to what we discussed and how we were able to address some of this and prepare for your interview. And I just want to say congratulations so far.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, when can I call you for another session?
Yes, you can. You can always call me anytime. You can always join anytime you see me online. Just feel free to call. Feel free to come in, and you can always call me on WhatsApp if you have questions or clarifications. Okay. And if you call, I don't. If pardon.
I can't call you tomorrow.
Sure, I'm off tomorrow, so I should be available tomorrow. So if you text me or call and I don't answer or don't respond, please don't feel bad. I have my own work I'm doing, so I respond to what pays my bill more than any other thing. So this is free of charge, so I don't have to, I do it at my own convenience. So I just hope that you understand the reason why sometimes if it's not convenient for me, I can't respond. All right. All right, thank you. So next, you're welcome. I just hope this interview helped in any way, right? I just hope.
Yes, it did. It did. I was able to pick why the school. I chose the school for three reasons. One, it was recommended to me by an alumni who I envy her growth, the way she works, the way she has built her company.
The contributions they make, the contributions they make in the organization. So these are envious qualities that, man, I just want to go get this school, go to this school that this person went. So that's cool.
Okay. Then secondly, based on my excellent academic performance, I was offered a scholarship of 11,000 euros.
Yeah, meaning you are giving yourself credit for your scholarship, because America wants the best student too. So your interviewer wants to make sure that this is not a dull student. I'm not wasting this visa. I'm giving it to a smart student.
Yes. The school has the requirements that I need to help me multitask, so that I could be able to manage my company, manage every sector, every department in my company upon arrival back to Nigeria.
Yeah. And when you mention this requirement, please, I mentioned one of the things you need to avoid is making blanket statements. Blanket statements means saying something that you didn't break down. When you say the school has the requirement that I need, break it down. They want to know what tools does the school have that is making you to go there. So these are things you need to think about. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. See you again in the whenever you join again. Please like. All right. Do me a favor. Like the video, share, and subscribe. Okay.
I'll do that right away.
All right.
So what link can I use? Can you please drop the link where I could open up the YouTube to click live?
Yes, I'm going to send it to you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. I'm waiting for next caller. All right. I have the next caller on the line. I guess you called earlier and the line went.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry about that. My network.
No, you don't have to apologize. You didn't do anything. So, all right. All right. So, where are you traveling to? Please, I have people here watching, but nobody's liking or commenting. Please, can you just click on that like button? Make it easy for me. Just click. I just want to make sure that there's a feedback coming from all of you. Just click on that comment section. Is it comment? Yeah, like section. There's a heart there. Click on that, or the thumbs up. Yeah, I think it's a thumbs up. So click on the thumbs up, subscribe, and share the YouTube channel to anyone, any group where you go. All right. So where are you traveling to?
I'm traveling to the University of Wisconsin in Madison for
my master's degree. Hold on. Answer only what is being asked. First of all, I want to mention that this call is being streamed live, and you have an option to say no, I don't want to continue. But are you comfortable with having it streamed live? Your personal questions, your personal information are not part of this conversation. All right. So we proceed. And so what are you going there to do?
I'm going there to get my master's in aerospace engineering.
And why did you choose this course? What is so important to you about this course?
I chose this course for three reasons. First of all, my manager here in my company has recommended me for the position of senior engineer. And this includes me training of junior staff in jet maintenance, protocols, simulation, and design. This recommendation was based off of my excellent academic record, being that I finished a first class degree in mechanical engineering and as a well best others have higher points for exorbitant amounts. I believe this is an opportunity gap that I can see with adequate knowledge.
All right. So you mentioned you have first class.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So why don't you start with that you majored in this area in your first degree and you came out with first
Yes,
class?
because I took it to my first point, but I started with the new role of senior engineer in the aviation sector of the company.
Yeah.
And the recommendation is based on my excellent academic results and work accomplishment, being that I finished with first class in mechanical engineering.
Okay, good. So don't fail to utilize any opportunity you have to celebrate yourself. Give yourself the credit, okay?
Yes.
Maybe I didn't pick that
Yes,
point,
sir.
but I appreciate that you called my attention back. Then why did you choose this school?
Okay, I chose University of Wisconsin for two major reasons. First off, as a result of finishing as the first graduating student in my department, the university enrolled me in a mentorship boot camp for scholars, whereby I met Professor Joseph, an alumni of the University of Wisconsin. He highly recommended the school to me, laying emphasis on the outstanding research facilities and innovations which align with my specific research interests in jet propulsion, composite materials, and thermal fiber reinforced polymer. The second reason is because the University of Wisconsin also offered me a fantastic scholarship based on my excellent academic prowess.
So when you mention those points you mentioned, please always endeavor to tally it down to what you want to do in Nigeria. Break it down, what you want to do in those engineering concepts. I don't have the concept, but you have them. So tally it down in a way that you tailor it down to what you'll be doing to your with your organization and how this knowledge can help, position or reposition your company for a better future in the competitive industry. All right. And so who'll be taking care of your remaining deficit?
So my lovely father will be taking care of the deficit. He has also sponsored my elder brother to attend his master's in international law at the University of Manchester, UK. He has very high value for education.
And where is your brother now?
My brother is currently overseeing my father's real estate company and also has started up his own law chamber here in Nigeria.
Period. Now, did you see the pattern? Did you see the pattern you built? Tell me why I should not give you a visa because your dad has sponsored. You have a pattern right now. You just established that if your dad was able to sponsor your elder brother and he studied and came back, the chances are higher that if I give you a visa, you're gonna go and come back. So that pattern for me is enough background. They may want to know: have you traveled out of the country before? Has your
No, I
has
have not had
yeah,
any reason to.
has anybody in your family traveled before? All those questions you just
Yes,
answered them.
yeah,
You just mentioned your brother, right? So you've given me a
yes, sir.
pattern to work with. That your brother, a family member respected a visa policy. Therefore, if I give you a visa with your excellent academic records, you will also respect that visa. So based on that, I'm going to consider giving you a chance. So that's how most times they
Thank you.
tally all that plan, all that pattern. So are you married? Do you have kids? Do you have dependents?
No, I don't have, no.
All right. So so far so good, and congratulations. And I want to commend on your composure. So I want to also mention that to anybody listening to me, composition is very important. When you sound nervous, your interviewers understand as well. They know you can be nervous. They know you cannot be nervous, but don't let your nervousness feed on your identity, on your expression, and on your conversation. We just have this interview like a conversation. So this is the way it should be. All right. So thank you and congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, basically, I've been learning from you. So
Oh,
how about
so
me?
I see. I
Thanks.
see.
I
So
appreciate
that's very good. I
I really
appreciate
appreciate it.
your having been here with me. I pray that at the end, this whole journey comes to a celebration. Okay. And remember
Yeah,
that 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 location is Wisconsin, not Wisconsin.
Yeah,
So
Wisconsin.
always remember
Wisconsin.
that. Wisconsin, not Wisconsin. All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
So next,
Thank you.
next caller, if you have a question, if you have an answer, you can type the question there, or you can ask me the question directly. So if you have a question or if you have an answer, type or ask here, and I'm ready to respond to that. So somebody called me earlier, so I hope. Okay. So somebody called me earlier. I don't know if. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you call me earlier?
It was me that just
Oh, okay. Okay.
interview right
Okay. All right. Thank you. I thought I missed the call. All right. All right. Please like, subscribe, and share. In the absence of every other person, I wouldn't mind going off air for now until we meet again later. So if you have more questions, come on in and ask. Otherwise, we'll wrap it up here. So in the next 60 seconds, I'll just go off air, and then we'll meet you again, maybe later tonight. All right. Thank you, and have a wonderful evening. So, yeah, please like and share and comment. If you have questions, or if you want to go for a session, just call on the WhatsApp number and join with me. All right. So if you want to go for a session, just join with me. All right. All right. See you later today.